Hello and welcome to this lovely, exciting round of the Durand Talks. And today we have a side which is often mentioned as the Men of Steel or the Red Miners. They are the Jamshedpur FC, the one coming out of the Steel City, and they are ready to take part in the Group B of the 130th edition of the Durand Cup, which kickstarts from the 5th of September in the City of Joy. Often people call it the home to Indian football. I would be certainly getting back to my guests, but before that, just to mention, this is some tournament. They're just not calling it a championship. It is indeed a legacy. And here is one side which is not only it excels in industry, it also excels in sport since the days of Sir JRD. And that tradition moves on. But again, this is also a very unique tournament because it started in a very small plateau of a valley in Shimla. And 1888, could you believe it? You just have only the FA Cup and the Scottish Cup in front of it. And it is the third oldest existing professional players tournament globally. And to talk about Asia, it's the oldest. So welcome to that great tournament, which would be throwing up a lot of excitement, a lot of new heroes. So let me introduce my panel this evening. We have the very hard-working Chief Executive Officer, Mukul Chowdhury. I have my great friend, the one who sparkled and dazzled on the pitch, a national player, has played in the big clubs of Kolkata, two clubs, my great friend, Noel Wilson. And we have a World Cupper on the panel, of course, Jitendra Singh, the boy from Manipur, shifted to Kolkata and played in the Under-17 FIFA World Cup, the only World Cup that our great country had hosted. So, good evening, Mukul. How are you?
I'm very good. Good evening. Thank you so much.
Noel, great to see you back and back in shape.
Yeah, hi. I'm happy to be a part of this conversation, and I hope I enjoy it.
Or Jitendra, yeah, I would call you Jitu. That's how we normally call you. आप तैयार हैं?
Yes, good evening. Thank you.
और हौसला बुलंद है कि नहीं?
Yes.
Okay, so we take the thing forward. Noel, you would be assisting Owen Cowell, your coach for this season. You had great coaches since the inception, 2017. But tell me first, how are you looking forward to this Group B, which is not going to be very, very easy? You have a team called Army Green, 2016. They were the champions. They bet Neroka in the finals. It was a goalless match, and then they went to the penalty shootout. They won it 6-5. You have the Gauls, the FC Goa, and again, going very strong would be Sudeva Delhi FC. So just tell me, what's your initial feeling after having seen the grouping?
Yes, as I've seen the teams, the three teams, you can see might be Sukhdeva plays the I-League, and then you have FC Goa, who's the ISL team, and then you have the Army Greens. I think the Army team, one of the Army Greens, is the best team. So at the same time, I'm happy to take this young team, Tata Football Academy, along with few 3 or 4 main team players from the ISL. As young players, I've already spoken to the team. These guys are eagerly waiting to come and compete and give the best, because that's what you can expect from the youngsters. To just go on the field, enjoy yourself, work hard. And yes, as a player and as a coach, we always want to win the matches. So I'm just looking forward for the matches. I respect the opponent as well, but at the same time, my players are ready to fight and try to win matches.
Well, it was a very good opening comments from Noel Wilson. He is the coach of the Jamshedpur. The Colts had been working very hard in the academy, and He is right now into the senior side, and we would be expecting him working wonders from the technical area during the Durand Cup. Let me come to the great Mukul Chowdhury, who's been working with this side since the inception in 2017. Now, your basic target, I remember the day when it was launched, you entered the top tier of the Indian football with the Blues, that's the Bengaluru FC. And you said the academy work would continue because you breed excellence. But you would also look up to the tribal boys, the ones who not only does well in the field of hockey, we can expect a lot of talent coming out of your region, because no team from Bihar or right now the Jharkhand has ever won the Durand Cup.
Right, right. So it's going to be very, very exciting for us, and of course, we will be looking forward to winning the cup. And as Noel mentioned, all our boys are motivated, they are hungry. The competition is good, as you mentioned. You have really good teams in our group, but it's not worth it if you don't have good competition. And I think that's where the challenges lie. And I think that's where we will be able to prove ourselves. We will be able to do our best. And the best comes out of you only when you have good competition. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to make a good dent. And there's a lot of learning and ambition is there to win. So we'll work towards it accordingly.
जितेंद्र, ड्यूरंड टॉक्स शो में आपको भी वेलकम है। पहले मैं वेलकम कर चुका हूं और आप तो ऐसे वर्ल्ड कपर हो। अब कहाँ हो? अब वेयर आर यू राइट नाउ?
राइट नाउ जमशेदपुर में।
सो यू वुड बी ट्रैवलिंग टू कोलकाता?
कोलकाता।
एक चीज मुझे बताइए, ये जो ग्लोबल पैंडेमिक चला, ये वैश्विक अतिमारी जो था, सारे दुनिया के काफी खिलाड़ी बहुत ही मुसीबत में थे, काफी पॉजिटिव प्रूव हुए थे, टूर्नामेंट्स भी शायद चालू हो गया। तो आप अपने जो दोस्त खिलाड़ी जो हैं, सब कैसे अपने को बचा के रखे थे?
जैसे कि ये पैंडेमिक सिचुएशन तो सबके लिए बहुत ही प्रॉब्लम था, क्योंकि सब कुछ बंद हो गया था। तो हमारे लिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट था कि अपने आप को फिट रखना है, क्योंकि ये पैंडेमिक तो लाइक अभी जैसे सब कुछ स्टार्ट हो रहा है धीरे धीरे, तो हम लोग को भी बिलीव था कि फिर से सब कुछ नॉर्मल हो जाएगा। तो बस उसके लिए हम लोग भी अपना फिटनेस पे ध्यान दे रहे थे, लाइक और डाइट वगैरह पे, ताकि जब फिर से सब कुछ नॉर्मल हो तो एटलीस्ट हम लोग अच्छा शेप में रहे सीजन के लिए।
मैं दुनिया के सारे खिलाड़ियों के बारे में जानता हूं, काफी इंडियन नेशनल प्लेयर्स को भी जानते हूं, जिसके कोचों ने उनको, जो घर में थे, जब क्वारंटाइन में थे, जब अलग से थे, तब उनको एक फिटनेस प्रोग्राम दिया गया था कि भैया ये रिजीम आपको फॉलो करने का है। आपको शायद ऐसा मिला होगा।
यस यस यस, जो कि हम लोग तो सीनियर टीम में है, तो जो स्ट्रेंथ कंडीशनिंग कोच है वो प्लान वगैरह हमें देते हैं, तो हमको उसको फॉलो करना पड़ता है।
फिर हम we are looking forward to your coming in Kolkata. It's also a bit of a homecoming, your emergence from Manipur to the AIFF Elite Academy, and then you've taken a great a giant leap. You have played in all tournaments except Durand Cup. So ये अपना पहला Durand Cup होने जा रहा है। ये ऐसा है जैसे पहली बार गर्लफ्रेंड को मीट करने जा रहे हो। How excited are you?
डूरंड कप तो लाइक जब हम लोग छोटा था, मैं भी छोटा था, तो ईस्ट बंगाल मोहन बागान को फाइनल खेलते हुए देखा था। तो ये मेरा भी डूरंड कप पहला है, तो मैं भी बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ, क्योंकि ये ओल्डेस्ट टूर्नामेंट है एशिया का, और मेरे लिए भी ये नया चैलेंज है। तो मैं भी रेडी हूँ चैलेंज एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए, और हम लोग अपना बेस्ट देंगे। और जैसे सर ने बोला, हमारा टीम में ग्रुप भी सब जितने भी टीम्स हैं सब अच्छे हैं। लोगों को विद ऑल रेस्पेक्ट हम लोग भी जीतने के लिए मैच कोशिश करेंगे।
मुझे एक चीज बताइए, आप दो बिग क्लब्स के नाम लिए हैं, आप डूरंड की आप अगर अपना यादगार थोड़ा सा चर्चा करें, तो आपको कुछ ऐसी झलकें, कुछ स्पार्क्स आपको याद आ रहा है कि ये खिलाड़ी को बहुत अच्छा लगा था, ये गोल बहुत अच्छा लगा था, ऐसा कुछ याद है आपको?
लाइक तब तो हम लोग बहुत छोटे थे, तो हम लोग कोलकाता में रहते हैं, तो जब मोहन बागान ईस्ट बंगाल फाइनल खेलता था, तो थोड़ा मतलब अगल बगल में टीवी में देखने जाते थे, तो मेहताब सेन जो भाई हैं, लाइक उनका मैच बहुत पसंद था मुझको।
क्योंकि आपको प्लेइंग पोजीशन और उनसे काफी
या
तालमेल है ही। मैं फिर बात करूंगा उसमें। मुकुल, लेट मी कम टू यू। It was very difficult to get the act together, the players together in the pandemic. They were all scattered. All your plannings went haywire. So, how did you manage the whole thing? And for this new season?
Right. So for the main team, it was a bit of a worry because we had to put that together. But what we did was we took a conscious call where we thought that we should be. So we had a TFA team which was there, which is a youth team of JFC, which was there, and we thought that there are certain very good players from a senior team who can be part of this cup, and we can play together. And we wanted to have a good squad which would be young and hungry and fast, and that's how we put this team together. So it wasn't so difficult because we had beat them immediately when we came to know of Durand Cup. We got them to come to Jamshedpur. Everybody is practicing under Noel right now and the team coaches. I think wasn't so difficult, but more importantly, it's important that they prepare right and they are doing it. So I'm so hoping that we get the best out of them as we go and play and Durand Cup somewhere on. I think the first game is on 6th, so I think we will be able to see a good display then.
Would you please walk back your down memory lane, get back to the school days? We used to wear shorts and whatever. What are your vivid memories of the Durand Cup?
So it is always exciting because we have grown with this cup. We have seen this cup evolve, and it is basically something that we always, as somebody who loves football, we are always looking up to this. This is not only the oldest cup, but this is something that we all are excited to see what are the results. And of course, it was always the big giants from Calcutta who used to dominate this tournament most of the time. But more importantly, it is to be part of such an exciting and a legacy, some event which is basically having such a great legacy. When we spoke also to the Durand management, it basically brings in a lot of, you feel privileged to be part of it, honestly, if you ask me. And as Jitendra was mentioning, we have seen it as we were young and we were growing. And now that you're playing it, your team is participating, you feel really elated that you are playing a cup which is having such a legacy. We're talking about the over a century old year club, which is not so easy to digest. And I'm saying that we're really, really honored and privileged to be part of this program.
Where were you growing up in your school days?
So
In which part of the country?
I'm born and brought up in Bombay, but Durand Cup is no foreign thing for us. Basically, it is something that if you love football, then it is part of something that you would always do follow. So
Yeah,
wherever part of
teams from Mumbai had always traveled Air India,
yes,
Mafatlal, and Mahindra, and we had great
yes,
Mumbai sides
true, true,
participating in
true,
the
true,
tournament. So
true, true.
there was
Mumbai FC, Mahindra.
always a great fan following, which still remains. Am I correct?
True, 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 very true, very true. In fact, at Mumbai FC, when I was reading that club also once upon a time, we have participated in Durand Cup and we had some good vivid memories of that those times as well.
Yes, of
So it
course.
was
You had good
always
times with Khalid Jamil as your coach. So and
yes,
a lot of great players that come out of that stable. I
true,
will ask you two things. For the people living in Jamshedpur, Kolkata is the second home. That's what they say because it's at the vicinity, number one. So tell me one thing. How fond are you of Kolkata, the people, and its food?
amazing, amazing. This is a great question. I am a foodie myself, so this is a weak point if you ask me. One would take every opportunity to reach Kolkata and try all its delicacies right there. It's a fantastic place for somebody who loves food. And apart from that, yes, culturally we are very close to Kolkata because you're on the border of West Bengal. At the same time, there's a good amount of Bengali population which resides in Jamshedpur, and you have good amount of following for Mohan Bagan and East Bengal in Jamshedpur. So there is a good tradition, and we have a quite a lot of bonding between Bengal, particularly Calcutta and Jamshedpur, as you rightly said. So yeah, great. If I get an opportunity, I'll surely be coming there for a match and also for a good good meal, I must say.
Call me for a lunch. And ladies and gentlemen,
Sure.
we are in the middle of a show called Durand Talks. And as you know, the 138th edition of the Durand Cup kickstarts in just about a week's time from now. And as ever, it's being organized by the Indian Armed Forces, the Indian Army. They not only play the greatest role in the wartime, the non-war times, the disaster, they're always there. And this time, the government of West Bengal are with them in organizing the tournament. So, Mukul, I can guarantee you one thing. The army people, they are ready. They are ready to welcome you, the greatest of logistic support, the bubble, which could be a little difficult, but they are the warmest, that's for sure.
And we are very confident of it, and we know that we are in safe hands, and we didn't think twice even before saying yes to Durand Cup. Therefore, because even in this pandemic times, we know if somebody can take good care, it's the army.
Let me come to my friend. I kept him waiting, Noel Wilson. You were from Bengaluru, but then again, you were pan-India. You had been in Kolkata with the two big clubs. You had been in across the country and been a national player of such great repute. I played so many international matches as well. Now tell me, first thing, what's your memories about the Durand Cup? Because you played a lot of matches.
Yeah, as Mr. Mukul just rightly told that Durand Cup is very close to Tata Football Academy, because when I was in the same academy as a player, this tournament was a tournament for us to expose ourselves as where we can get the next offer, because TFA has always performed well in Durand Cup, and we have become top players because of this tournament, because that's where, like as Mukul told, the better teams, the better performance. So we used to meet East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Mahindra, Churchill Brothers, Dempo. So as youngsters, we want to prove, saying that yes, our future is in your hands to the clubs, and we used to perform very well, and that's the reason we have achieved some great side, playing for top clubs of India, playing for the national team. So for me, the Durand Cup is now I'm more happy because I was a player for Tata Football Academy playing the Durand Cup, but now I'm a coach of Tata Football Academy, Jamshedpur FC, playing the Durand Cup. So Durand Cup is always a memorable tournament for me.
So this has been a great journey for you, Noel, as well. And as you were mentioning that, a lot of players had come out of your stable, your academy, the Tata Football Academy, which was possibly the first scientific approach with a great infrastructure. I remember the days because I had traveled there a number of times and watched the whole thing take a great shape with, stalwarts like Chuni Goswami, Mohammad Habib, then P.K. Banerjee, sir, Colton Chapman, the great people. They'd all worked so great. And I was just trying to count the number of national players that came out of Tata Football Academy, starting from the likes of Renedy Singh to Subrata Paul to even the current day players. So you just named there, it's from the Tata Football Academy. So this has been a great tradition. And in Durand Cup, we talk about tradition, we talk about heritage. Am I correct?
Yeah, yes, because as you mentioned, it is a tradition, and well as the way the Tata football has been developing players. Because you name anyone, yes, they play for the national team, they play for the top clubs of India. So yes, Tata Football Academy and now Jamshedpur FC are doing very well for the players, and hope so in future that more players come out and play for the top clubs and play for the national team.
Now tell me one thing, how is your squad? Because Durand Cup of late has been sort of a season opener for most of the sides, and it could be a great opportunity for you also to kickstart your season. So how have you planned it, and how is your squad?
Yeah, my squad is good. As I told earlier that I have youngsters and well as few experienced players from the main team. So the guys are eagerly waiting, and I know the guys are going to work hard. They're not going to give up so easily. They're going to give a tough fight. As I told you, also respect the opponent, but at the same time, we are there to win and try to win matches step by step. And we look forward for the best and try to perform our best.
Would you get Alex Lima to Kolkata? Would you get Peter Hartley?
No, because of this pandemic, I think it will be a problem for them to come and arrive here. So that's the reason we have been merged with the Tata Football Academy boys, the youngsters, and well as few of the Indian main team players from Jamshedpur FC because of this pandemic situation.
So that could be another great opportunity for the young boys to showcase themselves. And what greater stage can they expect, Noel?
Yeah, because the youngsters has to prove themselves because the future is in the clubs, the future like ISL clubs, I-League clubs. So this is a very good opportunity for these youngsters to go there on the field, work hard, prove themselves, and show the clubs just we are the next year, we are the future players, and get a good offer from clubs, and then go ahead with the clubs.
So that itself could be a great motivation. I mean, the way you were motivated while you were young, you were growing up, you had, the bag full of dreams.
Yes, because as youngsters, when you're in an academy, your next aim is you want to go play for clubs, then you want to play for the country. So when you compete with those players, you have a very good opportunity where you can go and prove yourself, saying that yes, we are ready to get into clubs. So it is a very good platform for these youngsters of Tata Football Academy to go there for the Durand Cup, work hard, perform well, and achieve whatever they want.
जीतू, आपने कोच साहब को सुने हैं, नोएल सर बता रहे हैं कि भैया आप यंग खिलाड़ी जो है, मैं आपको भी इंडिया के एक अहम यंग खिलाड़ी, बडिंग फुटबॉलर, तो आप वर्ल्ड कप खेल ही चुके हो, नेशनल टीम पे भी आ चुके हो, लेकिन अब आपके सामने पूरा कैरियर है. सो आपका पहला डुरंड कप ये कैसा होने जा रहा है एंड हाउ हैव यू प्लान्ड इट? आप अपना प्लानिंग कैसे किए हो?
जैसे कि नोएल सर ने भी बोला, सब यहाँ यंग है तो वो लोग भी हंग्री है और प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं. हम लोग डे बाय डे इम्प्रूव कर रहे हैं और हम लोग हर मैच को स्टेप बाय स्टेप एक मैच करके लेंगे और कोशिश करेंगे कि हर मैच में अपना 100% दे सके और पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट के साथ आगे जाए.
जीतू भैया, एक कॉम्प्लीमेंट मैं आपको देना चाहता हूं. आप जब मीडिया को या कहीं कोई टॉक शोज फेस करते हो, यू हैव ऑलरेडी लर्न द आर्ट ऑफ फेसिंग द मीडिया. आप जैसे विराट कोहली सर बोलते हैं, जैसे सुनील भैया बोलते हैं, you also put your foot in the same shoes. आप भी ऐसे ही बता रहे हो कि एक मैच एंड मैच बाय मैच आप आगे बढ़ोगे. ग्रेट स्टार्ट अगेन. आपको कोलकाता की जो एटमॉस्फेयर है और इस बार डुरंड कप में वो तो बिल्कुल सही रहेगा, तो आपको वो कैसे मोटिवेट करता है?
लाइक कोलकाता इतना साल से हम लोग रह रहे हैं तो मेरे लिए तो होम ही है और जमशेदपुर के लिए जब मैं वहाँ आऊँगा और मैं भी बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ खेलने के लिए और मेरा होम है तो ऑलरेडी मैं ज़्यादा मोटिवेटेड हूँ और कोशिश करूँगा कि कुछ और मेमोरेबल कर सकूँ ताकि ये मुझे भी याद रहे मेरा फर्स्ट डुरंड कप हमेशा.
We are having exciting Durand Tucks with a great side which is always dreaming, and they are looking for excellence. That's what their aim is, their motto is. And as you know, the Durand Cup, the oldest in Asia, had great tradition and still persists. And it's being organized by the Indian Armed Forces, the Indian Army. We have teams from the Air Force and the Navy as well. Mukul, one great motivation for the players and the management was this tournament when held in Delhi. The Honorable President of India used to come and present the trophy. And again, there are 3 trophies to be given to the winner. 1 to be kept permanently and 2 the rolling trophies. So that was something incredible, isn't it?
True, it is. And it's always a great honor to play such a tournament which has such a legacy. And yes, we would have loved to receive, of course, our ambition is to receive that trophy from the president, and we hope that we do that well to reach that level. But yes, it is a fantastic thing, and Calcutta tournaments have always been good for TFA and Jamshedpur FC. I think last time in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, it was 16-17, we won the IFA Shield, and it was fantastic. The kind of environment, the shield itself was big, and it is something that some similar legacy with Durand, and we are hoping that we have a similar history being charted now.
Yes, you play in the historic Vivekananda Hema Bharati Krirangan, you play in the Monbagan ground, you play in Kalyani, and atmosphere itself, it charges you up, it motivates you,
Very true, very true, very true.
it goads you to give your best.
Very true, very true.
Now, tell me one thing. You got your young boys with some of the regular players because, it was very difficult to get the overseas players right now because of the travel restrictions, the biobubble effects, and the quarantine stipulations. How motivated are these boys? What is their body language?
So they're very, very motivated. We just had a couple of friendly games, and the practice which one has been witnessing to. We had a game with Navy which went very well. Today morning we had another game which we had a very positive kind of a score line which we saw. So it's very, very encouraging. I think the boys are giving their best and putting most of the hard work. I think this is the time where all the youngsters want to make space for themselves and make a mark for themselves. So they're very, very motivated, and I'm wishing them all the very best. Seeing their energies today while they were playing the friendly game, I was really amazed, and I'm just hoping that they bring glory to all of us as they play in the Durand Cup now.
Your center of excellence, the infrastructure, I have seen it, and still you are trying to improve.
Yes.
What are your plans, sir?
So it's much, much better. We have improvised. We have got lots of new things right now in Jamshedpur, right from a high performance center, which is for the athletes, and many, many more other athletic stuff, which could only enhance the overall performance of the athletes. Now, Tata Steel has been investing consciously in all these elements to make the best for the best environment and infrastructure for sports people. So I think it is just a great initiative, just like we have legacy in Durand Cup. I think Tatas have also been having great legacy as far as sports in general is concerned, and of course football. So we hope that all of this works well for us and we put up a good show.
So for the country to do well internationally, as after Olympics, a lot of our motivation has been there flowing across the country. And for G2 especially, the Manipuris have done so well. They've done us proud since the days of Maricom and why not Mirabai Chanu. Let me come to Noel. These days you have a lot of international exposure, which possibly at your time, it was few and far between. But again, these tournaments like Durand Cup is just not a cup, it's a legacy. So how that finds place in your memory as a player?
Yeah, as you clearly mentioned, might be in our times, might be the exposure was not there, the facilities for players what they get nowadays was not there. So I now as a coach, I always tell the players that you all are very lucky to get all the exposure, the facilities, but try to make use of it. Never be happy with whatever you get. Always think that you have to get better every day. And I think these youngsters are always listening to me, and I hope that they always listen, because we have gone through those roads and we know what was there before and what is it now. And it's a good sign, and I just hope that the players take it in a positive way and keep working every day better and try to get better every day.
Now, in the FIFA manual, you'll be finding for any club side, any national side, at least a 6 weeks pre-season training is mandatory. That's what we sports medicine specialists always advise. But pandemic had put everything to toss.
Yes, there might be some saying that 6 weeks, but I think our strength and conditioning coach, as Jitu has told, even though the players at home, we always give them a schedule saying that they have to follow the schedule. And the players also have been positive by working hard, because they know, because football is the career, they have to be professional and they have to follow whatever the strength and conditioning coach and whatever the coach instructs them. And the players have been doing well. And that's the reason, even though they're at home, they kept themselves fit. And the players are fit enough.
So your squad is ready, Kolkata is ready, the Indian Armed Forces, along with the government of West Bengal, they are ready to host the 130th edition of the Durand Cup. So it was again a great, we spent a beautiful time with the Chief Executive Officer of the Jamshedpur Football Academy, Football Club, Mr. Mukul Chaudhary. We had the coach, our great friend, ex-India international, Noel Wilson, and the World Cupper, Jitendra Singh. Let us all wish them great luck for this lovely tournament. You are also part of the legacy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Malik.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Malik, and thank you, Durand Cup, for having this session. It's fantastic. Let's go for a good show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.